go ahead and call our council meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Councilperson Griffin.
Here.
Councilperson Suggs.
Here.
Councilperson Hopkins.
Present.
Councilperson McCorley.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Brown.
Here.
Mayor Bradley.
Here. Invocation. Mr. Stevens, would you like to do it tonight for us?
Sure. Father, we come to you this afternoon, and we just thank everybody for their presence here today. We thank you for your many blessings of life. We ask that you continue to watch over and guide us, and Lord, make us all instruments of your will. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first on our agenda tonight is the approval of our work session minutes and our regular meeting minutes of 12/18/23.
Make a motion to approve work session minutes and regular meeting minutes from 12/18.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilperson Griffin.
I'll abstain since I was not there.
Councilperson Suggs.
Yes.
Councilperson Hopkins.
Yes.
Councilperson McCorley.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brown.
Yes.
Mayor Bradley.
I'll abstain since I wasn't here. And I would like to thank, Mayor Pro Tem Brown for handling the meeting.
Oh, we muffled through it.
And Tommy, we're keeping the minutes.
Yes.
We appreciate y'all. Okay, next is, Mr. Joey Stevens, which is running for St. Clair County Commission. Would you mind
Yeah.
podium and tell us a little bit about
Sure.
yourself?
Well, Mayor, Council, thank you all for allowing me to come over and spend a few minutes with you, visiting with you this evening. As Mayor mentioned, my name is Joey Stevens, and I am a Republican candidate for the St. Clair County Commission. Now, earlier Mayor mentioned why do I want to do this? What are my plans, etc. Well, the why is pretty easy to me. That's an easy question. The most important things in my life are in this county. My church family's here, my family's here, this is where we raise our family, and my business is here. That's the why. And that's pretty self-explanatory. But, you know, we have a lot, we're a growing county, as your city motto up there and your creed indicates, on track to the future. Well, I think the future is really bright here in this county. We have a lot of potential. I think we have a lot of unrealized potential. And as I've traveled around the county and visited various places, I've heard a consistent theme that a lot of the smaller municipalities feel isolated from what goes on in county government. Now, clearly, I don't think that we should do it that way. And hopefully, if I'm elected, I could hope to change that. I hope to change that. We just have a lot that we can do. For example, your community is growing by leaps and bounds. It's just undeniable. In your work session, you talked about a road project that you guys are working on with a pipe. And I don't know what the bid was, but I think it was like $26,000 that I heard. Well, I don't know if you received your $100,000 check yet from the county for your gas, as part of your gas revenue, but you can't pave a driveway out here at City Hall for less than $100,000. Now, the county generates millions of dollars a year in this 4% gas tax. The city of Argo contributes to that. I don't know exactly or precisely what your numbers are, but my position is you're entitled to some of that back. I know the Mayor's Association had worked on a proposal some time ago wherein the county and the cities would divide that money. And I don't know what your percentage was, but all I know is that you've been told consistently no from the commission. Well, I disagree with that position. I think that you need some of that money back to work on your road projects that you see fit. And you shouldn't have to come to the commission every time you turn around and ask for your own money back to do those projects. I mean, I heard a suggestion or an item earlier about Roulean Road. if that's gonna be redone, or what are you guys working on there? That is gonna be incredibly expensive, I would imagine, and be probably burdensome to your budget. I just think that every municipality in this county, and even our and look, we can't lose sight, we've got people in the rural areas too. We have a lot of our population that live in rural areas. And we can't forget those folks either. But we're in a position, fortunately in this county, where we can assist and help and encourage those kind of projects and fund those, help fund those. And I just think we need to see more of that. Also, I'd like to see us be more aggressive in our economic development, economic and industrial development. You know, the guys, Don Smith and the folks that he has over there do a phenomenal job. But I'd like to see the county devote more resources to that office, where we could give them the resources they need to be more aggressive in attracting more industry, whether it be commercial entities or industrial entities or what have you. The bottom line is, we can do more. I think we can do better. And I just think we need a fresh set of eyes on the issues up there, and maybe some new ideas. For example, just one thing that, because my office is just a couple doors down from the jail, we've spent $36 million of our money on a jail, which is incredible. We need, I think any of the law enforcement sitting in this room will understand we need a new jail in this county. We got it. But other than the cement plant in Ragland and Red Diamond in Moody, the county owns the most expensive piece of real estate, which is that jail in the county. Now, why don't we monetize that jail? After a little research and talking to some people who should know, I think that we should create a space in that jail for federal inmates. If we hold 50 federal inmates, we can generate $1 million a year for the county. Now, that's a gross amount. We'd probably net about $750,000. But we could use that to service that debt on that jail. That's just one idea. That's just one little thing. I think we need a work release program for inmates. Again, if you look at do any of you have the jail roster on the app on your phone, where you can see who's in jail every day at the St. Clair County Jail? Well, it's really interesting that a lot of the people that we see in the jail are low-level offenders. What I mean by that is, we've got a person with a seatbelt ticket that FTA'd a court case sitting over there in a really high secure environment. We should put their tail somewhere else and let them work and pay for their stay, for example, in a work release center. I'd like to see that happen. There's just a lot of little things like that we could do, that we could use the resources we have right now that we've already paid for it and make some money to offset some of these incredible costs that we have in our budget. But I really just would like to see a more robust relationship between the county and the municipalities. I just think that's key to our progress as a county. Because look, what's good for Argo is good for St. Clair County. My wife and I, kids, we live in Pell City. But if something good is going on in Argo, that benefits us indirectly in Pell City as well. Just like if something good is going on in Pell City, Springfield, maybe, it benefits you guys. We can all grow together, and we shouldn't be necessarily pitted against one another. I detect that goes on some, and it's not productive. It's counterproductive, and it's been said that a rising tide lifts all boats. Well, if we all pull the same way in this county, we'll all do better. Every municipality will thrive and do better. So those are just briefly some of the things that I would like to see addressed, would like to work on. And, I'm sure if I'm lucky enough to get there, I'm sure there'll be 1,000 others I'd like to work on. But those are just the things that are on the top of my mind tonight and recently, and I'd love to entertain any questions that any of you may have. Anything, doesn't matter. Personal, professional, political, I don't care.
Have you talked to the sheriff about the housing?
Yes, I have. Matter of fact, I have. Several months ago, I did meet with, what was an informal meeting with the sheriff, and I think he had actually checked into that at one point in time, but I would like to explore that option further. I just think it's a good idea. Particularly if we can move low-level offenders, I mean, the seatbelt people, the shoplifting fourth-degree people, the no insurance, no tag people that have FTA'd their cases. And Tom, you know a little bit about this, you see this all the time, and they're sitting over there in that jail. When they could be moved somewhere else, and we could put other people in there and generate some revenue to offset this incredible bond payment that we have. But yes, thank you for your question. Yes, ma'am, we qualify by districts in St. Clair County. So my district is 3, but the county as a whole can vote. So if you're registered to vote in St. Clair County, you can vote in this election. So yes, but it's 3. But at the same time, yeah, I may be in 3, but I still would not lose sight of what happens on this side of the county, because look, if we're spending county money, all of us who sit up there need to be responsible and held accountable by all of you.
Well, us being a small town, we need somebody that's gonna help us on these road projects.
I agree.
It's a hot topic out here.
Well, it is a hot topic, because look, I don't know how many citizens you have there, you probably have right around 5,000,
I'm close to it.
or very close to it, and you've got numerous subdivisions. You just can't move out here without seeing a subdivision, but you're gonna have more. I mean, this part of the county is really, it's gonna grow, it's growing now, but it's gonna continue to grow. I'm worried about what happens, what are these roads gonna look like out here in 5 years?
Well, you
What
think
about
about
15 years?
this, not just Argo residents use this exit. We have Trussville.
Exactly.
Odenville, Margaret, Springville County,
Oh, absolutely.
you know.
I mean, it's just not, you're right, it's just not folks that live in Argo that are using your roads and streets. So I just don't see a problem with the county being proactive in helping your city and every other city, for sure.
You told a little bit about where you live.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
would you tell them what your profession is and,
Sure. I'm a small business person, but my business happens to be practicing law. I've done that in Pell City for 26, going on 27 years. For 6 or 7 of those years, I was lucky enough to be one of the assistant district attorneys for St. Clair County. It's a job I really, really loved. I love prosecuting cases, but I eventually had to move on from there. But I've been right there for 26 years, going on 27 years. Yeah, sure did.
how do you feel about, like, we hardly ever see anybody from the county at any of our meetings?
When is the, let me interrupt you, when is the last time someone, whether it be a commissioner or a county employee from the admin office or anybody like that has been here in front of this body?
Probably the mayor's breakfast.
Well, I'm talking about in front of the body, over here, where y'all can vote and ask for
I
things.
can't even remember. Does anybody else remember?
When is the last time?
And that's
you-
always been one of my main concerns.
Several years? Is it usually at election time?
Okay, besides election time,
Yeah.
I've been here since 2020. Not one time besides election time, so.
So because there's an election, you're gonna get to see some other folks other than me.
I would like to see some of these county commissioners start visiting some of the municipalities that they represent and telling them a little bit about what they're doing in the county and how they're gonna be able to help this municipality or help our neighbors or something like that, but we never see anybody, and, we try to go to some of the county commission meetings, but it's hard sometimes to get to all of them because there's so much going on.
Well, I would say to you, Mayor, I can't address what other people have done. But I can say unequivocally, I would want to do it, personally, I would want to do it differently. Argo is clearly not District 3,
Right.
but I would want to be over here where all of you could ask me questions, or I could ask you questions, because unless we're asking each other questions and talking to each other, I'm not sure how much gets done.
Our, county commissioner has changed that represents our district, It used to be Mr. Parker, but now it is, Mr. Brown.
Yes, ma'am, this summer they redrew the district lines, correct. The Moody district, which is where Mr. Parker is, did shrink because what they were trying to do is put the same number of voters in each district. And clearly that was a very heavily populated district, so they did decrease the size of that one and increase the size of, I think, of Mr. Brown's and District 3 as well. It's quite a bit bigger.
Anyone else have any questions?
Let me ask, from a council's point of view, what could a county commissioner do to assist what all of you do here on Argo City Council? What could a commissioner do?
I think you and I have talked about some of the things that I like to have see done
Right.
here, but maybe some of the council members have some things that they'd like to bring up that.
I think the biggest thing is lack of funding that you mentioned, more funding for gas tax, economic development, those type of things that would give us more funds, because our biggest concern is, our biggest challenge is just having the funding to take care of the city.
Right. And there's not, and correct me if my memory is wrong, but where you are here, there's not a lot of, there's no big box stores, period.
Right.
But you have incoming sales tax revenue. But that is not, your sales tax revenue has not kept up with the pace with which you're adding people
Right.
and homes.
Correct.
Is that right? So what is your biggest line item expense in the city's budget? I know personnel is usually always the biggest.
Police and fire.
Police and fire?
Yes.
Has the city,
Can't live without one.
no, you can't live without. Those are the folks you don't want to live without, because when something goes bad, guess who you're gonna call first? You're gonna call them, and you expect them to show up. And you hope they have a radio that works. Has the
That's
city-
another question I have,
has
is the
city-
radio.
Go ahead.
I know that, December the 31st, they were supposed to be trying to, go into the new system that they were upgrading and everything.
Correct.
And I know we didn't get any money at all from the county. We applied for several different grants to try to get money to that. We're having to take, some funds from the city to purchase those radio for our fire and police. Go ahead.
Found out today that if we send the county our total for what we paid on these new radios, they'll give us 5% back.
It was 5% of it back?
How much
That's
is,
new to me, because I didn't even know that.
I found that out today.
how much, do you know offhand how much the radios will cost, the new digital radios for fire and police? How much is that gonna cost?
$166,000.
I'm sorry.
$166,000.
So that is gonna come out of your general fund somewhere.
Yeah, it's gonna come out of our fund, out of the city's funds and everything, and I really thought the county would give us a portion, he did say 5% of that, but I would thought the county would give us a little more than that to help with these radios, because, Moody, Pell City, and some of the other bigger cities that has a big box store, like you said, can afford to pay
Sure.
it. But when you have mom and pop stores, it's hard to take that out of the city budget, of our size, and try to make sure that these guys are safe and that they have the necessary equipment to do their jobs, because I have a scanner, I listen to what comes over there, and it's hard sometimes to hear what their communication back and forth, because they'll be out there on the street calling for backup or trying to get them, and Central Dispatch can't hear them.
Well, and it's because the antiquated radio system that was been in place for, I don't know how many years. But that the process, I know that it's been a long process, just put it that way. But I think that there's been an awareness of how poor that old radio system was for years. And now that we've got on down the road a little bit, of course, it's like everything else, the price goes up. It's like everything else, the price is up. But the price is the price. But my thought is, whatever the price is, we've got to pay. Because we can't have first responders and police out there and them not being able to communicate with each other and Central Dispatch. So God forbid something really, really bad happens and someone has to respond and they can't communicate with one another. Because there are places in this county, I'm not sure it's this way now because the new system's coming online, that there were spots in this county that the deputies and officers could not communicate with one another.
And it's still like that,
Is that
Yeah.
still the case? Does that happen here?
yes, all the
Yes.
time, all the time. And then another issue I have is like county roads here. Blackjack Road has been going to be repaired. I came in office in 2012. And every year I've been told that that road is gonna be repaired. And there's one excuse after another why that road has not been repaired. Now, I was told it's gonna be repaired this last summer, spring, and it still hasn't been repaired. They gotta cut out this or do something like that. And it seems like the smaller municipalities are put on hold because you can't, get anybody to take care of the issue.
I wonder what the traffic count on Blackjack Road is per day. Do you have any idea? Would
I
anybody
have
any
no idea.
No, we had a.
Do y'all have any idea what the traffic count is on Blackjack?
Blackjack?
Yes,
Too much?
I'm sorry, what?
Too much.
too much.
Well, that's a cut through.
To me, that's a lot. That big.
A lot of that traffic's going to Trustful and Moody.
It's going up too, when they start the interstate, more people gonna hit that,
Sure.
instead of trying to go through that.
But anyway, that road's been since, I know 2012, I sat on the council then, and they were talking about it probably years before that, about getting that road taken care of, and several accidents, we've been called and said we're gonna be sued, and people don't realize that's a county road, it's not a city road.
Well, didn't they tell us at one time that the core of that road is gone? Like it's not stable enough for them just to resurface that road, it's gonna have to be torn out and start over. And so they just keep postponing it because it's gonna be such a project, but.
Since 2012, I know they should have been able to already get that done.
Right, but they just keep postponing it.
But anyway.
Has any work been done?
Patching.
Patching.
Tar and gravel.
Tar and gravel?
Yeah, they don't grow.
They did the drainage on Blackjack, last year, and then they patched it over the top of it, but the surface is horrible. The moon has a better surface than Blackjack.
You think of craters, right?
Yeah.
So, I was just out I know it sounds really glamorous, I was out looking at roads the other day, and there's a road in the city of Ragland, it's not a municipality, that the citizens along that road have gone out and gathered up rocks to put in the potholes. Now, it's ridiculous. When there's funds available, you might not can do it all at one time, but you can certainly make an effort to start.
Any other council have any questions?
I'll entertain any question you have.
I would just say bring some signs out, especially close to election, because there's a lot of people that didn't even realize there is an election.
I know, and a lot of people don't realize what the commission does.
No.
I mean, constitutionally, we're responsible for, law enforcement, emergency management, and jails, and roads and bridges. But, we do a lot, there's a lot more that's done up there than just that. A lot of economic development activity, it's a pretty good sized budget.
You probably need some signs that just has the date of the election.
Well, that, and I'd love to see a lot of people from here, over here, come to those public forums where questions can be asked of different candidates. I think that the more people we have involved, I don't care what race it is, I don't care if it's city council, I don't care if it's county commission, I don't care if it's dog catcher, I don't care if it's judge, I don't care what it's for. The more people involved in the process, the more people know, the better off we all are, period.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah,
don't
because a lot of
care.
people don't even know, the county commission don't know even who's running.
I've, when as going around and visiting various places, you're absolutely
I
right.
got an email this afternoon about who I was running for county commission.
We're good.
So,
The election is.
March 5th, and that's gonna be the primary election. And it'll be a big election because, the presidential candidates are on the ballot in the Republican Party, you'll have that. So hopefully that will encourage a lot of turnout. But it's March the 5th, and I wish it could be over then, but in my race, there may be a runner, you never know.
There's 3 running in your
Correct.
district, right?
Mr. Bowers, who I think you mentioned earlier, you will see, I think in your next meeting,
Mhm.
and, Mr. McGowan, who I think has already been before
Yes,
council.
he is already.
And visited with you guys.
I hope you guys are running against each other.
Well, that's the way it is. You can't get hired for this job unless your name's on a
You
ballot.
don't have to, do you have to run in the district you live in?
No, ma'am, you have to qualify in the district
In
you
the
live
district
in.
you live in?
But the whole county votes on it. I know it seems illogical, I guess. And there has been a discussion about moving it just to purely district voting. But I understand that on one hand, but on the other, if we're spending everybody's money, I think that I should be able to be held accountable by people that live here if I'm
If
elected.
you've got a district of people that don't want to run, then, and you got 2 people or whatever in this district that want to run,
Mhm.
they can't run in this district, so that district gets stuck with poor representation or none at all. And
Correct.
we have that issue, around here.
Well, but I just think it's incumbent on
Not that we're
whoever
not all
sits.
qualified, y'all, I didn't mean that. But if they forced us.
I thought you thought about
If
that.
if they forced us to districts.
You're gonna get us all in trouble.
I know, I'm gonna get thrown out of the meeting. If they forced us into districts, that could be an issue. I could see where
Yeah,
that.
we all run large, so.
Right.
So,
But I think that, if you're elected, no matter what district you're from, you're gonna serve, you're supposed to serve the people.
I hold, absolutely.
And I go back to, I just don't think that we should be in the business of pitting one municipality against the other, or somebody got this and somebody didn't get that. We just gotta do what's better or best for all of us. And if we're making progress, like I said, what's good for Argo is good for Pell City. I know geographically, we're 25 miles apart, but it's still good for me and the people that live near me if y'all are flourishing over here. Because it's good for the county, right? And just, it's good, everybody else growing is good for you guys. Because I'm gonna tell you, I feel like this community is poised for big time economic growth over here.
Well, I think one thing that they're gonna have to realize is that they've got to do something with Arlo Margaret Road, because the more houses that are built in Arlo and in Margaret and Ogle, all that traffic is coming down Arlo Margaret Road.
Cause they're trying to get to the
It needs
interstate,
it needs
right?
to be
Which is a
done.
county road.
It's a county
For
road,
sure.
and they don't,
Well, and we have to have, we can't stop, you guys know this better than anybody. You can't stop the growth. You don't wanna stop it, but boy, we sure need to manage it, maybe a little better. Because it's never gonna stop.
I would think in the last few years, roads is what we get beat up most about. It wasn't always roads, but now it's roads.
And it's in every community, it's not just Argo, because
You're right.
you go around and talk to people, it's every community.
Well, you're right, because it's one of the most expensive things to maintain, to build and maintain, or roads, and the bridges in particular, especially.
All you really have to do is go on the websites, and that's the first thing mentioned on every website that you go to is the roads and calling six on your side, and,
I'm just glad we don't have any bridges.
Pell City will have any bridges either, but there are bridges out there in this county, and those things are incredibly expensive.
Anybody else have anything?
Well, I certainly appreciate y'all allowing me to come over and visit with you. Like I said,
Appreciate you coming.
please come to those, encourage your folks to come to those public forums that we're gonna be having. Mayor, I'll send you a list of dates and times. and
If you'll send
places.
those out, I will get them out on our website, and also get them out, and this is for all the candidates, right?
Yes, everybody. I know that they've invited everyone, now I don't know, I hope everybody shows up. But I just encourage y'all to do that, and again, I'd just make sure you go vote. Go vote. Go vote.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next is, we're not gonna vote anything on Mr. Jones and stuff, we're gonna wait and they can go out there and meet with Dennis on that, so we're gonna go ahead and skip over that, if everybody's in agreement. Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, Dennis?
Do that.
Okay. All right, next is our police surplus equipment. The radios that, the police chief has on here.
I make a motion that we approve the list of radios that the chief has provided us with as surplus.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilperson Griffin.
What are we voting on? I'm sorry.
Surplus.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Councilperson Suggs.
Yes.
Councilperson Hopkins.
Yes.
Councilperson McCarley.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Brown.
Yes.
Mayor Bradley.
Yes. Next is our monthly police report.
Bring some more controversial stuff we ought to vote on, I didn't even know every now and then, gotta spice it up. So, did you make copies for all them, they got it?
They do have.
Alright, so there's a monthly and a yearly. The monthly for December, nothing crazy out of the ordinary, total of 673 calls for service, everything there is completely on par with how it has been, nothing's significantly up or down. And then to contrast and compare to show what we've done for the whole year, I got the entirety printed out for y'all. Total of 7,749 calls. So, we do a little bit around here every once in a while.
That's for the year.
That is for the year.
How's that compare to last year?
It's actually down,
Down?
yeah.
Pretty good thing.
We were, I think, around 8,600 last year. So, we're doing our job. Less calls means we're stopping stuff. Does anybody have any?
questions for the chief?
Good job, and we appreciate you
You
guys.
guys, still short-staffed?
Absolutely,
No candidates now?
absolutely not.
We thought we had a candidate.
How many do we need, chief?
I need 3, so I would probably be willing to hire 5. Because maybe 2 will stay.
Listen to that.
That's the ratio.
I mean, yeah, that's about right. Hire 10, keep 3. So,
Will you have any difficulty with your budget now that you've lost an employee and you lost the funds for the police academy? So will we need to make some adjustments in your budget, chief, to offset that 7,000 for the academy that we just lost and the employee?
no, we'll get it back from her.
That should be.
She signed a contract, she understands that she has to reimburse us for all of it. So, I went into great detail and made sure that she understood that before she signed it, so we're good.
I think you lost your, lost her, but
Well, I'd rather lose her now than have her flake out right after the academy or right before she graduates. We can start looking for somebody that hopefully will stick around and wants to be here.
That's true.
good luck, that's all I can say.
Yeah, say a prayer for me, how about that?
Absolutely.
Any other questions for the chief? Thank
Appreciate
you.
all you do.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Next is our fire, report.
Sorry, I should have got you guys a copy of this in our pre-council, but I've got you a copy now. One slider.
Hey, but you're here.
I hate it for the police department, but while we're talking numbers and stuff, we were talking today around the fire service. Pound for pound with our guys and working part-time at Argo, it's primarily just a part-time job. Any day, you've got 50, 60 years of experience with each crew. You know, I've got 23 years on, the guys that I work with, 10, 15. So I hope you guys are satisfied. I think you get a pretty good product, bang for your buck, so to speak. We've all kind of been, we've worked at other departments, you know, I do SWAT, that kind of stuff. So we're all kind of cross-trained and kind of know what to expect. So the upside of losing a police member, I guess, is we're doing okay. We ran a total of, I'm not saying the fire department's better or anything, but, we ran a total of 60 calls in December, issued 15 burn permits, 29 medical calls, 11 assists, 3 trees, 5 vehicle accidents, 5 brush fires, 6 fire alarms, and 1 car fire. We're prepping tonight for the storms. We're well-staffed tonight, so we should be able to handle anything that comes our way.
Appreciate y'all taking care of that. Also, I'd like to thank these guys for helping put up and take down the Christmas decorations. Police and fire, them guys got out there and worked all day just about putting all that stuff out and then putting it up. So they do a lot around here that the normal person doesn't see them doing, but they're always out there doing something in the city. So that just goes to show how much they contributed and what they do to help us out when they don't have to. I've never asked one of them yet to do anything that they hadn't went out and tried to do it. So I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the mayor's report, just reminding everyone that the city hall is gonna be closed on January the 15th, 2024 for Martin Luther King Day. And the repair on Rolling Road is supposed to start, weather permitting, as soon as, they can get everything together for the paving crew that's gonna be doing that. I don't have anything else. Does any of the council or the attorney have anything? Did anyone sign the book?
No, ma'am.
Do you know when the mayor's breakfast is gonna be? I think I heard it was gonna be in Ragland, but I haven't put that.
I have not gotten anything from them, so,
Okay.
I don't know. As soon as I get it, I'll be sure to send it out. So. Does anyone else, any of the council have anything? Motion to adjourn?
To adjourn.
All in favor? Aye.